Alright, so it's been some time, but I am back from vacation, and while I was away, the free agent frenzy had happened, so I wasn't able to report any videos for you guys during that period. I'll definitely make a video in the coming days talking about the players that we received in free agency, even though it happened like 3 weeks ago. But yeah, ever since I got back, there wasn't really any news to report on, so I was kind of in this dry period. Until today, as the Vancouver Canucks have signed for Daniel Sprong to a one-year deal at $975,000. The summer of Patrik Allvin continues, as this is an absolute steal. Just a couple of days after bringing back Silovs at $850,000, he goes ahead and does this, a very low-risk signing that could have a ton of good upside. In my opinion, there's a ton of reason to be excited about something like this, and we're going to talk about that in today's video. First of all, when you look at Daniel Sprong and his numbers, it actually looks really good. With back-to-back 40-plus point seasons on two teams that didn't give him the most of opportunities when it came to ice time, averaging just under 12 minutes per night throughout the past 2 years, to get a player like that for under $1 million a year, how can you not like that? Even before this contract, I was really impressed with how much Allvin was able to do with the limited amount of cap space that he had to address a great need that this Vancouver Canucks team had, especially in the playoffs, that being depth scoring. Obviously, they went out and got themselves Jake DeBrusk, who was the flashy piece that everyone was focused on, but for me, I was really excited about some of the depth pieces that we added, like Danton, Heinen, and Kieffer, Sherwood, two fast players, hard to play against, and we got them at really good values. So to have gotten those guys, and now Daniel Sprong, it just gives you so many options up and down the lineup. One of the things that Patrik Allvin said he wanted to improve upon this offseason was to acquire more quick players, and he does exactly that with Daniel Sprong, as this guy is fast, really good off the rush. So many times this guy's able to spring himself and get breakaways, and when he does get these opportunities in front of goal, he is clinical. He has very good hands, and there's no doubt in my mind that this guy can put up 15 to 20 goals a season, even in a depth role. The thing that excites me most, though, about Daniel Sprong is probably his versatility, because, as I said, this move gives you so many options from top to bottom. As a fairly consistent middle six forward, I mean, back-to-back 40-plus seasons, I could see him playing alongside Elias, Jake DeBrusk on that second line, but I could also see him playing down the lineup in the fourth line as well to bring energy alongside guys like Kieffer, Sherwood, Vasily Podkolzin, and Pius Suter. I have a whole video about this Vancouver Canucks lineup next season, what it could look like, is going to be coming out very shortly, and this signing just makes it even more exciting to talk about. But moving on though, you're probably wondering, how the hell did the Vancouver Canucks manage to get a guy that got 40 points in back-to-back seasons for under $1 million a year, when Tyler Toffoli in 61 games with the Devils put up 44 points last season, and he netted himself a $6 million deal for 4 years, and he's 32 years old. It almost seems too good to be true. Well, I haven't seen much, but I've heard a lot about Daniel Sprong's 200-foot game, particularly that he is lacking in the defensive end. And now I have no idea to what degree how bad Daniel Sprong actually is in his own end. I haven't seen any defensive Daniel Sprong highlights, there just aren't any on the internet. So I guess we'll have to wait to see that in preseason. But even with that being said, there is no reason to worry for a couple of reasons. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, this is a very low-risk signing, 1 year less than $1 million for a guy that could have potential major upside. It just doesn't concern me. And second of all, this isn't just dead in the water. It's not like Daniel Sprong can't change as a player. He's 27 years old, and the Canucks management has proven that they can transform players. Look at Brock Boeser a couple of seasons back. I'll remind you that Boeser used to be pretty mediocre in his own zone, and at his lowest, we were almost about to trade the guy. You look at what happened after Tocchet took over, absolutely transformed his game, and now he plays alongside JT Miller on the top line of the Vancouver Canucks, going head-to-head with some of the top players in the NHL, and doing a good job against them at both ends of the ice. I'm not saying that Daniel Sprong is going to become this monster 200-foot player just after this simple transition of becoming a Vancouver Canuck, but what I am saying is you never really know what you're going to get until it actually happens, especially with this Vancouver Canucks new management. You look at what happened to Tyler Myers. I'll give another example there. The guy was terrible for 5 years, he had his best season this past year, and now we're keeping him for 3 more years because he was a stable guy on the back end. So we'll see what happens with Daniel Sprong. I'm excited about this. You definitely should be too if you're a Vancouver Canucks fan. I'm really liking this forward core after the moves that Alvin made. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll have new videos in the offseason coming out now that I'm back. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun as we look ahead to next season. But yeah, that's all for me in this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, and take care.